A common question I get asked is, what computers do I own? What does my personal stash look like? My inventory, my arsenal. And it's not something that you would expect. You would think I own something like, framework. But I don't. The reality of it is I am a masochist. Not like you weirdos. If my tech doesn't break on me 600 times a day, if I'm not suffering at home and at the store, I don't feel right. My main machine, the machine that holds me down, you'll never guess what it is. An HP Spectre x360 from 2020. A 5-year-old HP. This is my favorite laptop. In fact, it's not just my favorite laptop. I think it's one of the greatest laptops that's ever lived. That's right, hit that unsubscribe button. Uncheck that bell. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Please don't unsubscribe. Please don't uncheck that bell. I desperately need the money. So you might be wondering, what the heck? Didn't you just make a video on a Dell Precision that you were fixing up to be your own computer? Yes. Now, do you remember how it worked and then it didn't work and then it worked again? Well, it doesn't work again. Turns out, somehow the hybrid graphics got disabled. So now it's a black screen again, and I don't have the FHD screen to plug it in to make the changes in BIOS. You don't want to hear all that. Long story short, I have no laptop again. Except for this guy. I've owned this for 2 years. It's 5 years old. I bought it used on eBay. I made a whole video on it. If you guys remember, all the OGs know. Now, why do I think it's the perfect laptop? And why is it here today? I'll tell you why. It's hot as f***. This thing is getting so hot, the fans are just blasting. There's a joke here somewhere. So you might be wondering why this laptop is in the shop right now. Why is this laptop in the shop? Well, this laptop I carry with me everywhere. This one stays at home. It's usually on my kitchen table, and I use it in the morning when I'm eating my eggs, and your mother, to start off my day. So it's more of a desktop. But it does travel with me. But I noticed lately, this thing has been whirring. This thing is kicking in. Those fans are going crazy during mundane things. So I'll be sitting there, watching my 4K
educational videos,
and all I'm hearing is jet engines.
And what browser do I use to watch these videos? Well, that'll be none other than Opera browser. Because I'm all about tech that's simple, powerful, and actually fun to use. Because let's face it, your current browser? Kinda dull. This one? Definitely not. First up, the player. Control your music without interrupting your browser activities straight from the sidebar. Spotify, YouTube Music, Apple Music, whatever you're into. Just hover, play, pause, skip. Instant vibe control with no tab switching. Plus, you can drag it anywhere, even outside the browser. Watching a video? Simply detach it by pressing this button, and that's it. You can move it anywhere on the screen. This way I can watch my favorite channels while I work on other stuff. Feels like magic, works like tech. Into customization, Opera's got style for days. Choose a theme, Midsummer, Aurora, Viking. You can change colors, sounds, or even animate your background. Now your browser matches your mood, or your emotional chaos. Currently my favorite's Midsummer because it has those calming sounds that helps me when I have to write a script over 16 times. Need split screen? Drag a tab and boom! 2 views, 1 window. You don't need another monitor to multitask. Shop it on one side, checklist on the other. Pretending to be busy never looked so good. And if you're a chronic tab hoarder, no judgment, tab traces help you retrace your steps with glowing underlines, kind of like browser breadcrumbs for your brain. And for ultimate organization, Aria, Opera's built-in AI, can even group all your tabs together. And as somebody who does business, I found Aria to be invaluable when it comes to researching the specs on laptops I'm interested in buying, and even writing offers to potential wholesalers that I'm looking to buy from. I can access Aria from the command line anytime, anywhere. It also excels at visuals. I've used it to generate images like this one, where I asked it to create a dust ball, and to analyze them, which I do all the time when I can't remember the function of a certain port, especially on older machines like this. Long story short, if you're not using Opera browser, you're missing out. It's time to up your browser game. Hit the link in the description and pin comment to try Opera browser.
This computer has always ran hot. I have previously undervolted it, so I had to do a bunch of stuff in the BIOS because you're not supposed to be able to undervolt them because of plundervolt. Blah, 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 blah. Who cares? No one wants to hear all that stuff. So it's in the shop today because I need to replace the thermal paste. And yeah, just another thermal paste video. Oh, this guy's just gonna replace paste. All he does is replace paste. Yes. However, I'm gonna explain to you why I think this is quite possibly one of the greatest laptops that's ever lived while I'm doing it. So my favorite thing about this laptop is that because this allows me to prop it on my speaker at home, my Soundcore speaker. We have one here. Shout out to Anchor. I'm not getting paid for this. This speaker is awesome. So at home, I put it on my speaker. I put my F1 on when it's race time or watch YouTube videos, and it's perfect. I have a little keyboard right here, and it turns it into a desktop. And when I don't want to use it as a desktop, I just unplug it, boom. I also put it up like this, which you're not supposed to do. I don't encourage anybody doing this, but I have a little method at the house where I can just put it up like this, so it's like a monitor, you know, eye level, so I'm not like hunched over, because I'm always here. So that's why I have a permanent hunch. I don't know why I have to make that noise while doing that, but that's my favorite feature about this. Now, they do make newer ones, better ones, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I know Asus makes some, Lenovo makes the Yoga and the Flex and all that, all garbage. Inspiron, garbage. XPS, garbage. HP makes the best 360. But for some reason, they really cut quality on the regular X360. The Envy X360s, trash. I don't know what it is, but the Spectres, that's the top of the line. Right underneath the ZBooks, the Spectres are the highest consumer grade laptops that HP makes. And they're fucking awesome. They are truly some of the best laptops that you can get. I would never buy one brand new. And I wouldn't buy one unless I'm tech savvy, because I've had to do so much tweaking with the software and the hardware on this thing to even make it usable. And that's so like HP, where they make something that has such potential and then they just ruin it with software. Mainly Windows. Anyways, what I'm gonna do today, I'm dusty as hell. I can see the dust in these things. And I said, it's about time I do this. You may wonder what my name is. Hello, my name is... Yes, long story, but that's my name. If you want to know the exact model of this computer, it is an HP Spectre x360 15-EB0053DX. Who gives a shit, really? This is actually certified refurbished. So HP refurbished this. I got this on eBay for about $1,000 2 years ago. I had to replace the battery because the battery was puffing up, the trackpad was stiff, and the eBay seller didn't understand that all they needed was a battery. I would have upgraded this computer already to a newer model. This is the last one that has a numpad. And this keyboard is amazing. This is one of the best keyboards I've ever used, period. I mean, this thing rivals, it's different from like the W530, best keyboard of all time, fight me. 2012 MacBook Pro, also a very good keyboard. But this is the last one with a number pad. I don't know what it is with you Gen Zers, but you guys just don't like number pads anymore? What happened? Do you even know what numbers are anymore? Or is it just use ChatGPT? Math.
Back in my day, we had to add using paper and papyrus.
Wait, paper is papyrus. Back in my day, we had to add using abacus. Abaci. So not only do I love the number pad, I also, and I can't find one with a number pad. I can't find a new one with a number pad. I also can't find one with a 4K OLED, because that's what this is, as you can see. All covered in my gooch. Yes, I know, I'm a filthy animal. This is all morning coughs and farts, you know, and pube dust from when I'm scratching my balls in the morning. That's what all this is. Pretty clean though. If I ever break this screen, I'm screwed. I'd have to just toss this laptop out. That's why I think it's deserving of cleaning. Even when I fix the Dell Precision, I'm still going to use this thing. Problem is that I can't video edit with it. It does have a GTX 1060 or 1050 Max-Q Ti Pro Max Plus, but it can't do video editing. The CPU really sucks. It's an i7 10th gen or 11th gen or something like that. The CPU sucks. Soldered RAM also sucks. 1 terabyte NVMe, decent. But the new computers don't come with 4K OLEDs. They only come with like 3K and 2K OLEDs for some reason. I can guess why that is, and it's probably because of battery life. Now, one of the drawbacks of this machine, even though it has a beautiful 4K screen, it does not have a MUX switch. Now, MUX switch is MUX switch. That basically tells the computer whether or not it should use the graphics card entirely or the integrated graphics entirely. So this has a GTX, whatever I said. And there's no switch where you can force it to use the dedicated graphics card. So the 4K screen is actually being powered by the Intel HD graphics or whatever it is, and it's dog shit. It's so bad. The frame rate, it's a PowerPoint slideshow, this thing. It's terrible. They severely limited the potential of this device by not giving it a MUX switch, and that sucks. The only way you can activate the dedicated graphics is to plug in like an HDMI cord, and then it uses the dedicated graphics. Even if you force Windows to use the dedicated graphics running certain programs, it won't listen to you. It'll say, we're gonna do what we want. because I'm Windows 11 and I know more than you. Would you like to buy something? And the reason I haven't upgraded to an Asus ProArt or this, that, the other thing, this checks all my boxes. 4K OLED, number pad, backlit keyboard. The touchpad blows, but they all blow. The speakers are pretty decent, and it's a 360. Not a single computer that I've found within the past 2 years that actually rival that. I need a number pad. I want a big screen. It needs to be 4K OLED. It needs to be a 2-in-1, and it needs to have a graphics card. So if you can find me a laptop that does all of that, I'm all ears. But until then, I'm sticking with this for my media machine. The Precision's still gonna be my editing machine once I get it back up and running, hopefully. So what I'm gonna do right now, enough of me yapping. You're tired of me yapping, I'm tired of me yapping. I don't like talking to you guys. You're boring, you never say anything. You're a real quiet one. I don't know, you might be planning some school shoot. I'll have to cut that one out. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stress test it. Oh, before I stress test it, this is also one of the drawbacks. It takes a 135 watt charger, so it's a big beefy charger. It gets annoying carrying this thing around, especially at the airport. You know, they already have to check my pants because my package is so large, and then they have to rip this out, and I'm like, come on guys. So I got global entry. I was getting stopped too much for having massive junk. It does have 2 USB-C ports. One of them is a Thunderbolt 3 or 4. Also a dedicated camera button where you can switch it off so that your neighbor can't spy on you. I don't know, who's spying on you? Are you worth spying on? Probably not. And it has a barrel charger, a modular barrel charger. Did you hear what I said? A modular barrel charger. It's not a soldered USB-C. Power button's on the corner, power button is replaceable. Replaceable. If you break the power button, you can just replace it. It's not like the Lenovo Yoga, where if you break the power button, you're fine. But let's stress test it, shall we? I want to elevate it. That's me elevating it. I shouldn't elevate it like that. Hold on, let me elevate it using this. That's the good stuff. Oh, I needed that to elevate. Oops. Okay. Computer's elevated. There's sufficient airflow, and we're gonna start the stress test. And I wasn't even doing anything. The thing was already at 80 degrees or something like that. The thing is definitely throttling. And again, this is me after I undervolted it. So I undervolted this thing quite a while ago. In case anybody's wondering, there was a method you had to use to edit the BIOS, which included like downloading the BIOS file. And then there was some like crazy editor. I don't even know what the hell it was. It was like some Russian thing. They use it for like Dell computers, and I use it for this computer. And it worked out. I was able to undervolt it. It is slower, it is a little laggier. I also overclocked the GPU, which is kind of funny. I undervolted the CPU, overclocked the GPU. But it was laggy before that with the 4K screen, the Intel trying to push the 4K screen. It was laggy before that. Right now it's on 1080p, because if I set it to 4K, actually you can probably see the temperature. I'm gonna stop the test. I wanna show you. It got to 9 degrees without even doing anything. I'm gonna stop the test. Display settings. It also has HDR, mind you. You put the HDR on, this thing cooks. Cooks. Now it's 4K HDR. You can see this, just doing this. You can see how laggy it is. Like the Intel graphics has such a hard time keeping up with anything. You can see it right here. This thing just goes bananas if I just try to do something. The most simplest stuff, it goes bananas. Meanwhile, the GTX 1650 Ti with Max Q, whatever the fuck any of that means. But yeah, it sucks, man. It's the Achilles heel of this machine. So let's see what's our CPU temp right now. What the oh god, Ada didn't like that. Hold on, I'm gonna reopen Ada. It didn't rescale itself. So this is the computer just running, just existing in 4K with HDR on, and it's idling at 80 degrees. You can just see how laggy it is. This isn't the frame rate, like this is the frame rate right here, and you can just see how like sketchy it is, right? It has such a hard time keeping up. And you look, it's using the UHD graphics almost 100%, and then it barely uses the GPU, even though I have it set to only use the GPU. According to Windows, I forced Firefox to only use the GPU, but it still insists on using this dog shit piece of fuck. The main concern is just the fan noise, because the thing just hauls, man. It's very loud, and it's just getting aggravating hearing it more often now than it was before. So I'm just gonna shut it down. I'm just gonna dust out the fans. I'll replace the thermal paste with PTM 7950 in my Amazon store. You know the deal. I'm gonna give it some good stuff. I think right now it has like Cryonaut. Yeah, not extreme. It just has Cryonaut, which is really good paste. It's lasted this long, so. Now, unfortunately, like most HP laptops of this era, the screws for the case are underneath these rubbers, these disgusting, revolting rubbers. That's usually, you're probably used to hearing that. Look at that, Philipes, lube. I think there's 3 here, 2 here. Oh, there's only 2 here. Oh, I did all that for no reason. Oh, geez, there it is, there's 2. So there's a few Phillips screws and then Torx screws. I forgot about the Torx screws. Oh man, this video sucks! What I really wish I could do is just upgrade this thing. Instead of having to buy a whole new computer, I wish I could just upgrade this. I could replace the GPU, upgrade the CPU, upgrade the RAM. Man, you ready? You ready for the moment of truth? Get in here, get nice and close. The moment of gooch. There it is, there's my gooch. There is my gooch. That's worse than I thought it would be, to be honest. This right here. Is this sticky? Oh, it's because it's sticky. Oh, I remember what I did. That's what I did. I cut the adhesive. I cut the adhesive, but the adhesive stayed there. I didn't clean the adhesive well enough, so the adhesive actually stayed there.
You could say cut, you cut it off there.
No. Code blue. My battery is puffing. I have become the victim of HP's spicy pillows. The good news, that's how I know the battery was genuine. Because now I have spicy pillows. 2 years after buying it, spicy pillows. Because every single goddamn battery in the world becomes a spicy pillow after 2 years of use. Ridiculous. Good news, I might have a battery. Because I stock a lot of these batteries back in the day. Since it was such a common issue. Shut up. Don't say a word. Don't say a damn word. Ah! Whoa, that was a rough one. So I don't have any replacement batteries. Now I'm not gonna go through the whole process of repasting the laptop and doing all that stuff. You guys have seen that too many times. It's the same process for everything, basically. What I am gonna do is just discuss the discrepancy between an HP laptop like this, the Spectre, and an HP laptop like the $200 Pavilion that you see at Walmart and Target and all that stuff. And I'm speaking from the standpoint of somebody who's been fixing HP laptops for 10 years. Somebody that hates them so much that I have an actual logo for hinge problem. And one of the reasons that it's so frustrating to see HPs in the shop all the time is because I know what they're capable of making. Because I personally own one of their best computers, a computer that I also consider one of the best ever made. I see their potential, but they're just wasting it, just like you. Even the design of this thing, in terms of repairability, it's up there. Yes, the RAM is soldered, the USB-C ports are soldered, the power button isn't. The display is easily replaceable. The hinges are tough. The cooling system sucks. Like if HP were only to focus on high quality things like this, they might take a bigger market share. Just think of the amount of people that HP has alienated, amount of customers HP has alienated because of their shitty quality control and their just shitty designs, their planned obsolescence. I'm one of them. Remember that HP video? My very first laptop, it was an HP. And that thing had design flaws up the ass, and HP f***ed me over. And I never bought an HP ever again, brand new. I bought this one used, which means they didn't get a dime out of me. I don't know how it works inside the company, but it does seem like there's 2 different companies within one company, right? You have HP ZBook, which is insanely good, and this thing, which is insanely good. And then you have the Pavilion, you know, the disposable trash. I don't know, I like a redemption story. I would love HP to redeem themselves, but I don't think they ever will. I think it's way too late in the game to do that. But let's see what this thermal paste looks like. Wow. Jeez, you think I used too much when I put it on? This is my spermal paste. My spermal paste. I'm proud of it. I'm gonna replace it with PTM 7950. I want only the best in my machine. And also when I do decide to resell this to somebody, I wanna make sure that it's gonna last them too. I'm not gonna replace the silicone pads. I don't care. It doesn't get that hot, so I don't care that much about those. I'm excited to see what the temperatures are gonna be like afterwards though. All right, we're all polished up. Gorgeous. We do have a little gooch in the vents, not too much though. This, the design of these vents are actually pretty interesting. It is super thin, which is not good. That's why the fans go so hamskis. But do you see how it's kind of like elevated, like it's sloped? It encourages the dust to come out of the machine instead of getting stuck right there. So again, HP has these interesting designs, man, like these really cool designs that they just leave out of their consumer laptops. And what I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, apparently for like the HP Pavilions and all those like consumer laptops, they buy the schematics from like a random company, just like a no-name company. And then they just rebrand it, kind of like Clevo, how there's like Clevo, MSI. I feel like that's what HP does with their consumer models. I need to clean my gooch off of this. My taint cheese must go. My rectum flakes must evacuate the computer. To clean this out, I'm gonna use my Iguana's toothbrush. Don't mind my louvers. I am gonna install those eventually, I just haven't had time. Those are gonna go on the Camaro. How's it going? Let's check in on our buddy. Oh, I don't see any, there's no microbes around there anymore. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at that. Hopefully the rain helps it get cleaner. Because rain's good for a computer. Get your flakes on camera, or all of your pants, the dust. Here, let me help you. You're welcome. We need to take that before we leave. We need to take that.
Taking it?
I'll take it. We need to take that and put it into Trident. It needs to be like in a glass enclosure so we remember it forever. So some PTM 7950. If you notice, I didn't cut the whole thing because PTM 7950 expands. This will end up all into the CPU. Everybody will be happy. CPU will be nice and cold. I'm a professional. And last piece of plastic. Now we're good. Now everything goes back together. You guys don't want to see that. I'm not even gonna time lapse it. I'm just gonna do that and then boom. Ha! You thought. I need to clean this out. This is disgusting. This has adhesive on it still. And I've just been too lazy to clean it. I am gonna try to do a better job right now. I'm gonna use isopropyl alcohol on that one because that eliminates the adhesive better than most things do. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. I'm wearing like a funeral veil, you know? And if you're wondering why I'm still not at Trident, it's because we haven't moved in yet. I don't have the time to do that. I have so many videos I need to make, and it's very difficult to make content, move your entire business while making content, and renovate an entire space that needs to be renovated when you're only working with one other person who's a part-time intern. No, I'm not hiring. Don't ask me. Please, for the love of God, don't ask me. I probably won't be in Trident until August, I'm guessing. I hope it's gonna be in July. But realistically, I'm so overbooked with videos and content and stuff, I probably won't be in there until August. I'm hoping it's before then though. We still have some work to do. If you notice, I haven't made like a single short form in 2 weeks because I've been so busy with the long form videos because you guys are my favorite. Don't tell everybody, but you guys are my favorite. I appreciate you guys. You guys are way smarter than the short form viewers. The comments are more, they have more substance. If you look at the short form, you can see how cooked we are as a society. And that's it. We are all put back together. Stress test time. It's been about 10, 15 minutes, so let's see how that stress test is going. Would you look at that? So it spiked, but it did not throttle. That's the most important thing. It did not throttle. Those fans are hauling ass, but they won't be hauling ass when this thing is idling. So it went up to like 90 at first, just like before. I think it was like 80 something, 89 maybe. And then immediately dropped down as soon as the fans kicked in. And then dropped down to like 78 or something like that. And now it's at 66 under full stress, full load. So that's a success. I'm happy with this. I don't think the fan's gonna be as crazy as it was before, so I'm gonna stop it. And I'm shutting it down because, dear Lord, I need to clean this thing. It looks disgusting. I'm very ashamed of this. Look at this. Very ashamed of that. Ugh. Can't even, it's just nasty. Gross. While I'm cleaning it, this is where I need you guys. Let me know what computer matches the specifications of this one. Number pad, 4K OLED, 2-in-1, with a GPU and a powerful CPU, and replaceable storage. Let me know, even if it's Lenovo, let me know. When it comes to upgrades, I've been saying I'm gonna upgrade next year, I'm gonna upgrade next year, next year. I really wish the Precision was a 2-in-1 because then it would match all of my requirements, but unfortunately it's not. That's your job after this video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Tell me what computer can rival this one. Better yet, get that company to send me it for free. And for those of you saying,
You don't need a 4K screen. Why do you need a 4K OLED on a laptop?
You're saying that because you've never seen a 4K OLED on a laptop. Because if you have, you wouldn't even ask that question. Because it really does make a difference. Look at that. I'm already adding pubes to it. That's a nice computer. You can't say that's not a nice computer. So that's it. It's all on you guys now. Let me know what you guys think. Am I stupid? Am I crazy for liking this computer? Are you also a fan of these computers? Let me know in the comments. And until then, I'll see you around. Ugh.